And then I realized how hard it was to write a book and how much work it is and how expensive it can get. So then I got
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome to the Hangin' with Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We are at the Indian River Mall in Vero, Florida at the Authors in a Box event hosted by Joanne Fisher. And we're hanging right now with author Lorah Jaiyn, the author of Winter Jinx.
Yes.
All right, Lorah, thanks for coming and hanging with us today.
No problem.
How are you?
I'm good.
How's the event working for you? Going good?
It's good.
It's
my first event.
This is your first event?
Yep.
Wow.
So it's a learning curve. And
welcome to an amazing community. This is a fantastic group of people to be a part of. So we're glad that you're here. Winter Jinx.
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about Winter Jinx.
Winter Jinx is a story of a woman who flew across the country, quit her life, quit her job, sold her house because she met the perfect guy online, even though her dad told her not to go. And then she had to come crawling back. So she goes to hide out and go off the grid at his hunting cabin. And that's when the real adventure starts, when she has a little...
You got a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Pretty
first part.
cool.
I don't want to give too much away.
No, don't. Yeah, no, they got to buy the book. We're gonna put links down below so they can click over there. They're gonna go buy the book. But that's a good tease for them. That's a good tease for them. This is your first author event. Is this your first book?
This is my first it's actually my second novella.
Novella, okay.
Yes, my first novel came out last January.
Last January?
Yes.
Okay, and she's been busy writing the next one. That's why she hasn't been at any events. But before that, you wrote for several anthologies. Is that right?
Well, actually, I did things a little backwards. My novel was my first. It came out last January.
Okay.
And then I realized how hard it was to write a book and how much work it is and how expensive it can get. So then I got involved in a military anthology for Healing Paws for Warriors.
Awesome.
So I was like, oh, anthologies are a good way to start, getting to know the business.
It's a really good way to expose yourself to publishing, but also a great way to polish your writing.
Exactly.
Because you can do it in little chunks.
Yes.
And every time you write something, you get a little better.
Right.
So it's a great way to polish your writing style and things like that. It really is. So you've been out there published for a little over a year now.
Yes, almost a year.
Almost a year. What has been the biggest shock to your system being a published author, being a published creative artist? What's the biggest change? I'm
learning that Nora Roberts and Nicholas Sparks, they had to really earn their stripes.
Yes.
And I am still in the process of earning my stripes and learning the marketing. The amount of effort that people have to put into getting your name out there and doing events and online and,
It is, everybody kind of looks and they see the book. That's the finished product. Well, so many people don't realize that the writing is that's the fun part.
Right.
The creative artist, that's what we love to do.
Correct.
It's the part where we have to publish and sell and market and meet readers, and those are the 1,000 other jobs that you do in addition to being writer.
Yes, and the writing is like a solitary project, but then you need the village to continue on.
And working, and it's not, most people think of a creative artist, the painter or the writer is, hands down, head in your keyboard, and they don't realize there's a collaboration going on too. You're getting your editors involved. Right. You're working. Hopefully, you're working with artists for cover designs, and marketing is a whole different story. I tell people all the time. We all, as authors, the first thing we do is we try to write our book blurb for the back cover of the book. Right. But as writers, we have an investment in this whole story. So what we think is important may be different than what the market thinks is important. Exactly. And so it's a collaborative effort with the people around you, and that for me has become a more fun part of the process, but it doesn't start that way. It starts as an education. Because I'm like, hey, I hit publish. I'm Stephen King, right? Yeah, no.
Well, and with my novel, when I turned that into the publisher, they just kind of took it and ran. I wasn't as involved. When I started doing the anthologies, I thought, oh, I write the story, I turn it in, boom, I can start the next story. And then all of a sudden it was all this other stuff, and I was like, oh boy. It's a learning curve.
A career in the arts is about paying your dues. It is a career of attrition. Those of us who survive will be the ones that are coming next.
Exactly.
Where do you draw inspiration from when you're starting a story? What speaks to you?
I can walk down the street and get 6
there
stories.
It is. Nice.
I can see a person walking down the hallway.
How many stories do you usually have kind of working their way through at a time?
A lot. I have a lot of people in my head all the time. All the
this
time.
Is the only career where you can say that and they don't lock you up. It's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you working on now? What's coming up?
I did the autumn, and then I did the winter, and I
Okay.
have Spring Enchantment is coming out in the spring, and then I have Summer Charm, which will be the 4th one in the series.
In the series, okay.
I have those. I have one group that I'm with is doing an ice cream series for next July.
Oh,
where
wow.
they're releasing a different novella by a different author every day, and for National Ice Cream Month in July.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So every one of us picked a different flavor.
And that's what you're writing.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
Yep.
And what group are you writing with?
That one is Tiffany. It's like kind of a private group, but Crazy Ink has picked up a lot of the novellas for that.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I spent this last year doing anthologies to, you get to know people. Some you work with, some you decide, yeah, maybe I won't work with them anymore. And it's networking.
It is.
So now the natural progression is moving on to novellas.
So much about being a creative artist today is about being a part of a network, a community of other artists. And whether we work together or we work side by side somewhere, it really is. If you're on the internet, if you're a creative artist and you haven't plugged into a local writers group or artist group, or you're missing out, because this is an amazing group of people to be a part of. We got here today at this event, and we have Yvonne Mason on one side and our great friend Gina Ferguson on the other side, who we've seen throughout the last 3 years.
Right.
And it's an amazing, it's a family reunion every time we get to come and do the show. And we add to the family every time we get to come and do the show. As a published author, since your first book and now with the anthologies in your second book, best moment. What's the moment when you just sort of that one moment where you felt like, oh wow, this is it. This is why I'm doing this. We had that moment of being just like, I'm an author. Yes.
I would have to say probably there was on Facebook they have all these different groups that do these different awards, and and I got for my novel, I got Best Contemporary Romance.
Awesome.
So,
So here we are, award-winning author Lorah Jaiyn.
Yeah,
I do that all the time. I make them do that on Facebook. So whenever they announce me, it is not just, it used to be host, author, and journalist G.W. Pomichter. And then last year, I won Best Novelist for 2018 in a book contest. And so now it's award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomichter, and I never get tired of hearing it. So it's yes, well, embrace it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how official some of the Facebook ones are. And, the authors that you see on their covers, award-winning, and it's like, I don't know if I've earned that stripe, but I'm trying.
I think you have. To me, award-winning means just that. We're in the business of words.
Right.
You have won an award, therefore are award-winning. And it's because these awards on Facebook, as you said, they're essentially Facebook is 1 billion people strong, so that's the world's biggest popularity contest.
Right.
If any group on Facebook decides that you're it, good job, because it is. It's like we've all entered ourselves into this huge homecoming queen contest. And we're largely ignored most of the time. So when you are able to say that you won an award and drawn the attention of your readers, that's a very good thing. So you're writing now for a year. You're experiencing some good successes. So when you want to treat yourself and reward yourself for the hard work, what would you do to treat yourself? Is it a shopping spree? It's not a shopping spree. We're independent authors.
Yeah, no, it's...
What do you do to treat yourself a little bit?
I like to hike.
You like to hike?
I like the greenways trails. I'm from Ocala, so we have a lot of the greenway trails where they're going to put the barge canal across. So I like to get outside, you know, recharge. Cool.
If you spend a lot of time behind your keyboard, behind your screen, outside, natural light is really a good thing.
Yes.
It is. I was telling the girls, you know, I had 20/10 vision my whole life, and then I started writing regularly instead of just as a hobby. I started doing this professionally, and I found that the blue light coming out, I had to actually look this up because my eyes started to go, and I didn't know why. And it's the blue light from the computer. Apparently it stresses your eyes.
Right.
I didn't know that. Now I do. Now I go outside in the sun as much as I can. You know, you're making the rounds. You're getting to meet some readers.
Yes.
Yes, and other authors. What's the feedback been like?
It's been positive. I mean, people like my stories. Most of them involve dogs, so I get a lot of feedback.
What's not to like?
Yeah, dogs.
Romance? Dogs?
Yeah, some kind of critter at some point is in my stories.
Very good. Where are you headed to next from here? What's your next event?
My next event is in Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas.
In May. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, with one of the groups that I did some anthologies for. She rented a hall at a bigger event, so she got a section of tables. And
that is awesome.
So
that is really, really terrific. We wish you all the best. We can't wait to see the next couple books in the series. Two more coming, right?
Two more in this series, yes.
That's right. Okay, we have to wrap it up.
Okay.
10 minutes flies. As we wrap it up, we're going to say thank you to our partners and our friends at Some Unique Magazine, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies, our great friend Yvonne Mason at Off the Chain Radio on Blog Talk Radio, and our good friends at Pound the Grape in Melbourne, Florida. Thank you guys so much for sharing these videos all over the World Wide Web. We certainly hope that all of you will share this video too. Share the work of Lorah Jaiyn. Subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Not so bad.